I wanted to do a quick video about holding space for people where they can feel safe enough to work through the things that are going on for them. And as a therapist, obviously I do this a lot, but as anybody in your life is working through things, you can do this too. Safety looks and feels different to many different people, but the thing that I think is universal for most people is it has to be authentic, it has to be full of humanity, and it has to feel real, not fake. I worked in high schools for a long time, and if teenagers can sniff it out, which they can, they will sniff out a teacher that is inauthentic straight away. And the same with any sort of staff. So can anybody, including young children, including adults. I think this is why for me it is so important that I am professional, of course, but I don't have this over the top professionalism where it's almost clinical, conveyor belt sort of generalized therapy feel. I hate it. I think it's ineffective. I think it immediately makes you feel unsafe. I think it makes you feel the opposite. And I immediately made a decision that when I had my private practice, that I would not be partaking in that generalized feel. So if you're wanting to hold space for somebody and you're truly wanting to help them work through a process, the first thing would be that I believe that active listening, and the difference between listening and active listening is that, as much as I don't want to say it, it is often true that a lot of people listen to respond from their frame of reference. I think active listening is a lot more appropriate for holding space, where you're creating a safe space for somebody, because what you're ultimately doing is you're hearing them completely as it is, and you're almost paraphrasing back what you're hearing so that they can expand further in that safe feeling of being seen. The second thing that I would do if you're holding space for somebody, whether it's yourself or whether it's somebody else, is learn about nervous system regulation. I do have a PDF file on my Etsy of I think it's 6 ways to regulate your nervous system. However, if people want a video on that, I will do that also. And whilst being in that safe space, whilst creating that safe space for yourself or for somebody else, learn to sit with the feeling and to see the feeling as not an enemy but a messenger, to truly feel it inside your body and learn to stretch your capacity of learning to sit with that feeling. The more that you do it, the better that you get at it. A little bit like if you was learning to swim or learning to ride a bike. It's not something you can immediately feel comfortable with, but the more that you do it, the more that your capacity grows and the safer you feel to do it ultimately. And the third thing I would say is solutions come after. So although I know it's instinctive that we want to solve a problem, we really want them to feel better, trust in them, trust in yourself that they will come to a space where solutions will be able to be used. But right now, they just need to feel it. They need to feel safe inside their body and inside their mind. And when they do, you can move more into a solution-focused approach. Hope this helps.